Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Where all your fantasies will come true.
Then why are you a midget?
So cool, man.
Do you love our lovely faces behind these?
And this is what I normally look like all the time, even in bed. It's very sweaty.
But today, for the first episode of Dashboard Dissect, myself, GA, and AC Goodspeed, you can find him here at his lovely Twitch channel.
We're all currently right here. Yeah.
All currently right here, which is where you'll see him most of the time. But we're going to be reviewing the last film that we saw before the lockdown.
And that I cannot remember.
You can't remember. I can remember vaguely, but I think we did like it.
That was back in BC days.
BC, before COVID. It's Fantasy Island, where all the fantasies come true.
Fantasy.
Except for this film, which wasn't a fantasy anybody wanted, really.
I liked it.
I know you liked it, but basically, if you don't know what the film is about, it is based primarily on the 1970s show, which was, what was it, a comedy? Or...
I don't know, I wasn't born. Knew about it, but I've never seen an episode.
He's summing up the film for us, pretty much, even though you kind of liked it.
He finds it very awkward.
He's awkward on the first show here. But basically, we're going to tell you what we liked and what we didn't like. Either way, it's going on the table. Let's cut it up.
And I'm very concerned about that knife.
Don't worry.
Like, I'm more concerned about the knife than COVID-19 at this point.
So anyway, let's talk about the characters first, because there was two guys in this film which we kind of akindled to, didn't we? It was the one tall guy and the
one tall guy.
The one tall guy and the one short Asian guy.
Yeah, he's funny.
Those two sort of acted like we do in like public. We were just like saying the most random shit. They were the most likable characters out of the whole film.
Yeah.
They all won this competition and they were all flown to this island where they can live out their any fantasy possible with Michael Pena as character I can't remember. The name. I remember the character, just not the name.
Rourke. Yeah.
Is it Rourke or Rook?
Rourke. Let's say Rourke.
Gwen Olsen was in this film? Again,
no, that's Maggie Q playing.
Oh, I thought it was one of the Olsen twins. I was just like, I would have known if one of the Olsen twins were in this. Yeah, Michael Rourke is in this film.
I'm remembering all this now. And he's awesome.
Yeah, he was.
Even though it's weird and awkward, one girl's fantasy is to get revenge for being bullied in school.
Yeah, and we can talk about most of the stuff, but basically the fantasy gets her high school bully into the island and she can do whatever she wants. And obviously she thinks it's a plant, like she thinks it's not real. But of course it's the actual person kidnapped
And being tortured by Kane.
Yeah, the dude in the what he was wearing, he was kind of predicting what came, really.
Well, he was, yeah.
Maybe it was some guy's fantasy.
He was like Kane mixed with like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre type guy.
Leatherface.
Yeah, and he could not be stopped.
Yeah, I think it was like Michael Rooker who even pushed him off the cliff.
Yeah, I think it
was him. Yeah. They just sort of like dispersed out in between there. No! I remember his death scene.
Yeah, I remember it was really bad CGI. It looked like a B-movie CGI.
Michael Rooker's death scene in this is absolutely amazing.
It's glorious.
It was just, what was it? It was during a fight scene, wasn't it?
He fall off the cliff or something like that.
He fell off the cliff when trying to fight the fantasy.
Like something from direct, like, video or DVD.
But it's the way he falls, and if you've seen it, you know exactly what I mean. It's just so quiet.
Didn't he do the classic effects as well?
I don't even think it was that. It was just sort of, it was like all this dramatic music and then it just went quiet and then you started laughing, which set me off.
Laughing. It was stupid.
It was a cut that went so quick and you started to laugh and I was just like looking at you going, why?
It's unnecessary.
But basically, everyone's fantasies start coming true a little bit, but they're starting to see the cracks in how the islands run. Basically, they sort of try to come together, don't they?
Yeah.
And try...
But can you remember everyone's fantasies, though? I know it's been like, how many months since we've seen this?
What was it? This was... Bearing in mind, this was about, 3 months ago?
I can tell you when we see this.
We saw this, quite early.
We saw it on the 11th of March. Holy crap.
That is long.
That's why this is a really out of place review.
Do find Adam's Instagram channel for all his latest bits with our movie trips, because eventually when we do open up, you will see a glimmer of what we're going to be reviewing.
And we'll do it properly.
Really properly.
This is like all over the place because the memory's bad. I don't know. This was like a popcorn film.
You thought it was a popcorn film?
No, you know, like you go to the cinema, you turn your brain off. Popcorn film.
Like, it had a good idea, like turning a TV show from the 70s, which was all fun and happy-dappy and all that, and turn it into a horror film.
Isn't a TV show like a romantic comedy? That's what I'm going
It's a rom-com, from what I remember.
Maybe 60 minutes an episode.
An hour apiece. How can you? How many fantasies were there?
Yeah. I would have done more weird fantasies though.
I want to see a really like high-budget action version of Knight Rider.
That'd be coming. Give it 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, come on. By the day we're filming this, it's David Hasselhoff's birthday. Make it happen. He needs some work. I have to run down. What were the things that we didn't like and the one things that we did like? So we're going to go for...
Again, this is going to be hard. This is
This is like our takeaways with like our gut outs, which we didn't like, and our Petri positives, which we do like. So what would you go first? See, as much as you can remember.
I didn't like the storyline of the... Remember, it's Maggie Q... character Gwen. I didn't like her storyline, which was she made a mistake years ago and she sort of married the guy of her dreams. But I don't know, I just didn't find that interesting. Maybe that's me. That just felt like I liked it how everything tied in. The fire in the apartment. Yeah. And everyone was there.
Yeah, that was the one bit that this is spoiler, but who cares? So
this whole thing's a spoiler. So.
Yeah, it's better. Who saw this really? Yeah. Who's going to remember this after the whole lockdown thing? But basically, everybody who was invited to that island, they're all connected in some way, and it was this apartment fire, where I think one guy was one of the cops who was like telling somebody to. No, it was the two dudes that we like. It was the tall dude who.
Yeah, and you had the cop guy who wanted to be in the army like his dad.
Yeah, he lost his dad in the army.
I'm slowly remembering
He's getting it. COVID makes you hazy.
I guess it's March. This is like a bad film.
It's a bad film. I love the twist, so obviously.
I didn't like I said, I didn't like the story with Maggie Q. I like her as an actress, but I just thought it was just poorly done.
Some characters' arcs in this film were just like, they're just there just to kill time.
I like the brothers.
The brothers were good.
Basically, like, they wanted to have like the best party of their life.
Yeah, and so they had all these like
and be rich,
beautiful bikini models with them, and all the games consoles and a party that never stops.
Yeah,
the whole island would be good in VR. I would think as a VR game it would look cool.
It's a VR horror. To be honest, I think they've made one.
We'll have to look that up. Another
Google time.
Google time.
Yeah, VR Fantasy Island
on Steam.
That's not what.
That's not what we wanted at all.
Yeah.
That's not my fantasy. Like Michael Rooker's character.
So he was a former... How was his character?
He was a nut job, I think, who was a former employee. And he sort of like broke out. Because what... Oh no, I've remembered it now.
Rook's wife
is one of the employees.
A major spoiler here.
Even though we've already done it.
She's dead. But he made like a... kind of like blood sexual sacrifice. He made like a deal with the island.
It was
to have his wife back,
and it's part of his workforce, and it's in his ring. I remember it now. It was in his ring. The ring Mr. Rourke wears. It sort of encapsulates all the magic that it was the fountain in the end. The underground sort of held this fountain.
I remember the fountain. Was it like the weird lifeblood of the island?
It was some sort of blood. It was like a very weird mix. Again, this is just a top of the head sort of thing. And it's not like I remember I was just like, this is like a filler film for the month.
Yeah.
Whereas do we know it?
It's gonna be
We're
the
sort of
last film.
harbouring back on it now as this like weird little time capsule. It's just like, that was the last movie we saw before
Could have
COVID.
been the last film ever.
We couldn't have ended on something else that was out. What else was out at the time?
We previously, before that, we saw Invisible
Man.
Man.
Why didn't we end out on that?
Yeah, actually, there's a few good little films. Little good. Go back to Call of the Wild.
Oh god, we could do Call of the Wild.
It's one of those weird films where it's still not been made. The concept of it turning into a horror film is actually pretty cool.
Could have been good. It had
Oh,
some
yeah,
good
could-
ideas in there. Like we said with the whole twist thing, which we kind of expect. Which, again,
It's a twist.
it's just... We don't know why you would want to watch it, but again, we're harbouring back to it.
Yeah. I mean, this first episode's gonna be rough.
I know. So your takeaways, your gut outs, and your
Like,
peachy
honestly,
positives. Use 2 things that you hated, 2 things you liked
I hated the plot line with Maggie Q.
with her character's
yeah.
arc.
I don't think I enjoyed the plot line with the military, the police guy.
Yeah.
With the military thing. Like, again, that felt a bit weird. I don't know. I didn't like the character.
It was sort of turning into like its own little movie inside the movie, with his dad being in the war and him bickering back and forth.
The good parts.
The
Are
twists.
no, to me, it was the brothers. I thought the comedy. They were
We liked
bouncing off each other.
them.
The other one I like is actually the twist. So the girl that was being bullied was actually the main.
Oh yeah, I
bad guy.
remember now.
C was connected to everyone
In some way.
in some way. Yeah.
And it turns out she just wants to kill everybody in the end. I think it was to kill everybody to get something back.
Yeah, because we can't remember.
But
But
and in the end, she gets
I remember
pushed
it
into
being
the
a decent
fountain, and then she's done. So you liked that?
Sort of the
then?
sequel, and then she's back
Oh.
because he's a fantasy now. No, I don't know. It's hard to defend the film. Now I'm thinking about it more and more. It's like a what's one time only film.
Out of 5, Adam, how much would you recommend this film and why?
But it's a 1 because it's like it doesn't have any repeat value.
You see it and you think, it's not going to appeal to me. I don't even think it would appeal to horror fans.
To put it in
But,
perspective, the Final Destination films have more repeat value.
oh,
This film. Not like I'm hating on Final Destination, but I'm like
Sort
a
of
lot of
like-
those films are one time only watches.
I think it's sort of like a Saw thing where... Well, no, the film doesn't really have any Saw-like qualities where you think, yeah, I need to see that bit in particular. It doesn't have anything.
They do. Mickey Rourke falling off the cliff.
Oh, yeah.
Bad CGI.
Well, we have that at least.
I remember enjoying the soundtrack as well,
Well, I thought
but I would have to listen to the soundtrack again.
Again, it's a little wonder how we even remember most of this, but it's
Who did the
recollecting.
soundtrack? Oh,
What?
that's why I liked it.
Bear McCreary.
That's why I liked it. See, I remember coming out going, oh, I like the soundtrack of that.
I love Bear McCreary.
You know, how I discovered him?
I know how you discovered them.
How did I discover him?
How did you discover them, Adam?
Battleside Glasgow.
Of course.
So that's my positives. Good soundtrack.
Good soundtrack, and Michael Rooker's death. Basically,
Yeah, it's definitely.
there's like again very little. It's going to be the same with me. My Petrie positives, exactly the same with yours. It's the soundtrack and Michael Rooker's
a minute ago,
death.
he didn't remember the soundtrack being good. Soon as he hears,
I'm only putting your word with this because I
Yeah.
barely remembered anything, and we've
I
just
did.
slowly done it as we go along. It's like it's not even a dissection at this point. It's like a full-on.
it's just going back to.
It's a full body in the furnace, really. We'll just burn it and just forget it's not happening.
We'll rewatch it again and go, it's a masterpiece! Oh crap. He didn't like it.
He didn't like it.
Boney didn't like it. There's not enough popcorn for him now. The cinema's closed.
It's true.
COVID-19.
But anyway, guys, that was our worst video to start with by far. But it's only for.
Amateurish.
This is how much we can do, really, because it's been so long. But we will bring you, like, on the fly, on the day dissections of films that we do see in the future. Of course, check out Adam's Instagram to see what videos and what films that we've seen coming up eventually at the end of this month.
You'll find out on my Instagram the films I'm currently watching at the moment.
Anyway, guys, I hope you subscribe to the channel and everything. If you want to find Thornwood anywhere else, you can also, of course, you find it here on the YouTube channel, find it on Facebook, Instagram, and of course my website.
Don't forget your book.
Oh yes, of course.
Don't forget the book. It's just done something really amazing.
I have a book out. It's a cook.
The end.
But no, actually, if you guys do want to pick up my first debut novel, which is called Nation, just type that in on Amazon, big capital letters Nation. You'll find it right there. It's a Western fantasy. I hope you guys pick it up and see what you tell me what you think.
Yeehaw!
We'll catch you in the next Dashboard Dissect.
See
See
you
you
later.
soon.
It's really steamy.
It is very steamy.
It's like Titanic.
Just realised I've got this on the wrong way.
I mean,
I just realised why. I was like, why is my nose itching so much? I was like, oh,
you had it the wrong way.
I'm not qualified.